so much for being here. We don't know the outcome of the election yet, but we do know that someone like me, a mom who works in the trades, would never have gotten to Congress without all of you. I am so profoundly grateful to all of you. And to be within very close reach of a second term, I could not have done this without your support and your incredible hard work. Everyone who is here today and a lot of people who aren't, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We have been through a lot this election. National partisan division and anger came home to our community when an arsonist firebombed a ballot box in Fisher's Landing. We don't know who did it, but we know who didn't do it. A patriot, someone who cares about the community, is not an arsonist. They do not burn each other's ballots. The arsonist wanted to scare us and divide us. And I'm proud to say that Southwest Washington is not a place where we allow extremism to go unchallenged. Clearly, something is broken in our politics. We can feel it, and it doesn't feel good. But, friends, it is not our civic duty to unfriend people on Facebook or leave nasty comments online. Commitment to our community and real pride and where we live and how we start to fix what is broken in our country. It's talking to your neighbors at the gas pump. It is talking to your friends at daycare drop-off. It is talking on the phones and your family members that you don't agree with. A key reason that I ran for this seat in 2022 was watching a Republican primary candidate forum where somebody asked a smart question. They asked all the candidates to name just 3 lakes in Southwest Washington, and Joe Kent couldn't do it. Joe Kent couldn't do it. That kind of personal ambition and national agenda that leads someone to run to represent a community who doesn't even know it is corrosive. I'm in this race to represent us, our independent values. There is not an agenda that's going to get imported from somewhere else, from some think tank, from across the country, that can fix what's broken in our community or reflect our values. And if we win again, it is a signal to the rest of the country that it is possible to take a different path. Step away from the national talking points and the hype and partisanship and run a campaign based on respect for working people and the issues that directly impact us here at home. I think that 90% of us agree on about 90% of the issues, but they choose the 10 issues we disagree about to turn into a stake to drive into the heart of our community. And it's not what we need. What we need is shop class in junior high. What we need, what we need are good jobs that don't require a college degree. What we need is the right to fix our own stuff and ensure that regulations don't serve as a moat protecting the big guys from family businesses like ours and my husband's and I. We need farmers and fishermen to be able to pass their land and their businesses down through generations. We need to ensure that women have the right to make their own health care decisions. And it's not glamorous, but we need sewer systems that work. No one in DC cares if there's flooding in Chehalis River Valley. No one cares if Ryderwood's out of power, but I care. It's my family's homes they're gonna flood. And I think that focusing on the issues like this at home is how we break the gridlock and the extremism and start to fix what is broken in our country. This is about fidelity to place and representing it because you love it. We have a long history of standing up to extremism in our community on both ends, and it's the strength of that muscle of the middle that we are once again testing in this election. Whether the middle holds is yet to be seen here, but one thing is sure, We put a hell of a lot of effort. You, all of us, knocked over 100,000 doors. That is crazy. That is crazy. We've held dozens of events in every corner of our county the past 2 years, and it has been the honor of my life to represent Southwest Washington in Congress. We truly have something special here, and it is worth the fight. So let's do it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hi, thank you so much for speaking with us. Yes. Okay, so how are you feeling tonight? It's a very, very contentious race here.
We're feeling good. You know, we've had an incredible ground game, and just it's been such an encouragement to see the coalitions build and see people come together. And you know, there's been so much extremism and division and hate, and it is a profound gift. Like what we have here, the independence and the unity of Southwest Washington is a gift, and it is the antidote to what we see nationally. Like this independence, this community, this commitment to place and loyalty, like that is a gift, and it's something that we didn't build overnight. Like, you know, our families have been doing this for a long time, and our commitment to it is deep, and I'm so proud to be a part of that heritage.
What does it mean to be elected for a second term if voters choose to return?
Yeah, I mean, it means you get to work, right? I mean, nothing is a given, and you know, I have a sense of like obligation and urgency, and you know, nobody in DC is going to fight for our values if we don't, the things that matter to us. Nothing is a given, no day is promised to you, but to have this opportunity to get to represent and fight for my community is a profound honor.
Yeah, it looks like right now is a 9:15 Tuesday night. You have a slight lead. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, you know, one of the things is I'm really encouraged to see how the numbers have grown in a lot of rural communities, and just our outreach and loyalty and just showing up and being present and available and accountable and going to town halls and the casework, all the people who have vouched for me in their communities, and just it's a big encouragement to get to see that like, you can build a team.
And you kind of touched on earlier today about you've done hundreds of thousands of door knocking in just the past couple of days.
Yeah.
It's really a big boots on the ground initiative. Why is that the way you're going with this?
Well, I mean, the most important thing we can do is talk to our neighbors, talk to people at the gas station or a daycare drop-off. That is the most important thing. That is where democracy comes from. It's not from unfriending people on Facebook. It is from talking to your neighbors and people that you don't agree with and trying to broaden your worldview and speak candidly about what you believe in, and come to the table as an honest broker. And that's why we have been so relentless in knocking on doors and representing our values. There's a lot of money that came in to like try to make this about a national race. Like this is about us. This is about our values, and kind of overcoming that noise and saying like we can chart our own course here.
Marie, you mentioned just a few minutes ago that if you win this, it shows there's a different path than that hyper-partisanship. And I know in the campaigning you focus on those local issues as kind of the strategy here. What if you do win re-election here, what do you think that says to other races or that path forward you can speak about?
Yeah, you know, I think that a lot of rural America and a lot of the trades has suffered bitterly under single-party control. If they think you're entitled to you're entitled to their vote, like they don't work for you. That's what I've seen. That's what I know as a small business owner and somebody in a rural community. And so really sitting down with people and listening to them carefully and caring deeply about what they're saying and trying to figure out what are the constituent parts of the argument we agree about. Like where are we getting off the train? What do we agree about? Start from there. And that's the reality. Like it's not glamorous. It is sewer systems. Like we were talking about sewer lagoons, and that matters to people, you know. And just listening to their stories and reflecting my experience, you know. And it's a gift. Like it is incredibly rare for somebody like me to get to Congress. I don't have a trust fund. I can't raise money off of my phone contacts. You know, I don't have a law degree. But we need that at the legislative table. Like you don't get good legislation until you have people who are turning wrenches and changing diapers and driving trucks as part of the conversation, not an afterthought. And so getting to do that work and hearing those stories and just building community has been such a gift over these past couple of years, and I, you know, really hope that we're able to keep doing that work.
And through these early results, and yes, they're early, but you're performing slightly better in some counties, key counties, Clark, Cowlitz, Lewis, than you did 2 years ago. What would you attribute this slight better performance that you're seeing right now?
I mean, I love my community. Like, I love going to the Morton lawnmower races. Like, I love going to Squirrel Days in Longview. Like, I love what makes us unique, and what we are doing here is so special, and it's been the long work of building community over generations, and that's attracted people who are want to be a part of something different, and that's been fun. It's fun. It's crazy, but it's fun.
One more.
Yeah, it's believed that your district tends to be Republican leaning. How do you think that you were able to, maybe people who always voted Republican kind of come to your side of it?
So many people do not identify, like, their political identity is not who they are as a person. Like, you have to talk to people about who they are and what they believe in and what they're fighting for, why they get up and go to work in the morning. Like, that is how you understand what your values are. Like, the partisan agenda is broken, and it does not serve our interests here, and that is the story here. Like, that is the point of this. Like, I'm not doing it to play football for a political team. Like, I'm doing it because I know that if normal people don't show up and fight for our values and our priorities, no one's going to do that. So, we're excited.
One quick question. I know you were keeping it tight-lipped, but now that we've all cast our ballots, can you comfortably say who you voted for? I know you were keeping that tight-lipped.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, when you make everything about a national agenda, you do not solve the problems at home. You know, like, it's like trying to push with the rope to say, oh, like, here's the national framework, I'm going to put all of my values through. Like, that doesn't work. That's not productive. And so, you know, it is a gift to step outside of that and say, like, here's who we are, and build something new. Like, that's the exciting thing for me here. So, yeah, that's my position.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.